Copywriting is one of the most effective ways to grow a business and get more sales. Sometimes referred to as copy, sales copy, direct response copywriting, B2B copywriting. There's a whole bunch of different categories that copywriting falls into. And copywriting is basically where you write stuff that convinces people to buy something, builds brand awareness, or just gets people to click a link and sign up for something. But there's also a dark side to copywriting. And the dark side of copywriting is one where people on the internet would try to have beginner copywriters think that there's some sort of trickery or magic happening behind the scenes of writing good copy. And in order for new copywriters to learn and master those tricks, they need to buy some $2,000 course or a mastermind that overnight will turn you into a $10,000 per month copywriter. This does happen. This is the way of the internet these days, and I'm making this video to show you what copywriting is and also show you that you don't need to spend a fortune on copywriting courses in order to become a really good copywriter who can actually make some money. Not at all. You don't have to do that because that's not copywriting. And just so you know, do you know what happens to like 90% of these students who take these insanely expensive copywriting courses that really don't ever discourage people from signing up if they're not a good fit? Well, most of them come out of these courses without actually knowing how to write fresh copy for themselves. How do I know this? Well, my inbox is constantly being hammered with emails written by new copywriters, all written the exact same way. They all contain some form of the same type of deceptive titles. They all overuse cliches in the body of the copy. A lot of them use similar cringy language, and a lot of them make really annoying assumptions that don't actually help them convert me or whoever else they're sending these emails to into customers. That, my friends, is just not copywriting. What that is just copying someone else's writing. Probably copying the examples given in these expensive courses that they're taking. That's not copywriting. And just really quick, before I go into telling you what copywriting actually is and how it can actually help clients, if you're interested in email copywriting, you should check out my book. It's not $1,000, it's less than $20. You can get it on Amazon and it'll help you start writing good copy today. Anyway, so here's what copywriting actually is. Copywriting is doing in-depth research about the product or service that you're trying to sell. Copywriting is also learning how to use psychology to convince people that the product or service you're selling is something they actually want or need. Not tricking people into buying something, you're convincing them. Copywriting is also trial and error. A good piece of copy that works today might not work tomorrow or next week or next year. You have to constantly be iterating on what you're using to get results. And copywriting is a part of sales and the sales process. A big part of being a good copywriter is trying to understand where the copy you're writing actually fits into the sales and marketing process of the business or brand you're writing this copy for. Copywriting is not something that's effective as a standalone. It has to work with the whole system that this company is using to sell their products. And that takes a little bit of time and effort on your part to understand that. Copywriting's not a one-trick pony, not something that you can totally ignore other aspects of sales and marketing. You need to learn about these things so that you can ensure that your copy is going to work and fit into these other processes. Copywriting is an essential skill. It's basically a skill that every single business needs. Because of that, copywriting and being and becoming a copywriter is something you should take really seriously. Because when a person or a company hires you to write good copy for them, you actually have the potential to change their life for the better by helping them get way more sales. And I know that sounds dramatic, but you can actually change their life and their situation with good copy. It's a super powerful skill. Just imagine this scenario. Imagine you're working for a meal prep service provider where they sell meal kits similar to companies like HelloFresh or Skip the Dishes. How this company you're working for signs up customers is through a huge email list that they've built up over the years. They basically send out weekly emails to their list reminding people of their brand and their services so that it's always top of mind when that person or group of people is feeling like they might want an easier way to make dinner for themselves. That's how they sell. And let's say they sell $10,000 per month from a 1% conversion rate of all the emails that they send out. A skilled copywriter who can turn that 1% conversion rate into a 2% conversion rate is essentially making them $120,000 per year. That's an insane amount of value. And if that copywriter can also improve the sales copy on their website and other channels, that increase in value that they can provide just keeps going up. You kind of get the idea here, right? Copywriting is a seemingly simple skill that can double, triple, or even increase a customer or company sales by an even greater magnitude. It's huge. But copywriting isn't a simple skill at first. It takes a lot of time to master, and mainly time in the form of practice and repetition. I'm convinced that almost anyone who truly wants to become a copywriter can become a copywriter. The biggest obstacle I've seen for why beginner copywriters fail is lack of commitment to the process, to practicing and writing a lot over a long period of time to really refine their copywriting skill to the point where it's actually ready to be sold to a company. There aren't really any tricks you need to learn or memorize to be a skilled copywriter. Well, I guess the only trick that you need to learn to be a successful copywriter in the beginning is tricking yourself into doing the work and practicing every single day. You need to practice your writing. You need to write every day. You need to get into a writing habit. But it's not just about learning how to get words onto a page. You should also be concerned with learning more about sales and marketing, how companies that you intend to sell your copywriting services to actually do sales and marketing. Study their websites, enter their lead funnel through a capture form, and see the type of stuff that they're sending you so you can get an understanding of how you might be able to help them. Being a beginner copywriter who eventually becomes successful is only possible if you're the type of person who's willing to do this. And if that sounds like something you're willing to do, I really hope this video gave you some perspective and some motivation to actually get started going down the path of doing the things you need to do to be a successful copywriter who eventually makes a lot of money. And lucky for you, there's a ton of free and paid lower cost courses available on the internet to get you started. I put a bunch of links to helpful videos in the description and the comment section of this video. Feel free to join my monthly newsletter where I provide tips and advice to anyone interested of things I'm working on, my copywriting business, how I'm doing freelancing and stuff like that. And don't forget, if you want a low-cost way of getting started and learning how to practice, this is my email copywriting prompts book for beginners. Again, I've showed this earlier in the video. It's just a simple book with a bunch of different exercises you can follow on a daily basis to learn and improve your copywriting skills. So that's it for this one, guys. Take care.